What is a nsfw fact about humans? The esophagus can dilate and is supposed to in order to accommodate big chunks of food. So technically everyone can deep throat if they just accept they will gag. I mean, I can deep throat if you accept I will vomit. The average speed men ejaculate is 27 miles per hour. Which is why it's illegal to ejaculate in a school zone. Some girls can masturbate with their legs crossed while bouncing their legs. Not even bouncing, just squeezing. About 57% of all workdays lost in the UK are due to depression, anxiety, or stress. Absences for the same reasons cost employers £2.4 billion a year. In the US, a staggering 83% of workers suffer from work-related stress, costing US businesses about $300 billion a year in productivity losses. Among the most commonly cited reasons include toxic workplace environments, overly intense workloads, employers not considering the home/work balance, lack of support, little potential for growth, low salaries, edit, yo. My first awards on Reddit. TYVM kind strangers. Kuru is a very rare disease. It is caused by an infectious protein, prion, found in contaminated human brain tissue. Cannibals who would eat other human brains could catch this disease that would affect their entire nervous system and lead to death. The symptoms are poor coordination, difficulty swallowing, slurred speech, moodiness and behavioral changes, dementia, muscle twitching, and tremors, inability to grasp objects, random, compulsive laughing or crying. Humans are wired not to eat each other's brains. I can top it, you can poop out of your nose. There is a complication that can arise with bedridden patients following a bowel obstruction. They get a suction tube placed in their nostril to suck out poop as it comes up. The smell of this is unbearable for care providers. I have no idea how the patient continues to exist. P.S. Oh, and forgot to mention, it's usually C. diff flavored poop. People test this out on your partner. If they have a dick, grab one thigh and watch the corresponding nut go up. Grab the other, and the other nut goes up. Grab both go up. It's so funny to watch. Found this out on accident, but it makes sense as a defensive mechanism for the balls. Edit. Does not work on yourself, like tickling, it has to be someone else touching the thighs. Edit 2. My most upvoted anything here is about wiggly nuts. Seems fitting. Edit 3. I love the comments of y'all summoning your partners to try this. Glad y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. This is the only time in my life I wish I never learned how to read. You can vomit your own feces, I can vomit yours too. Human beings are really inbred thanks to surviving a population bottleneck some 75k years ago. Probably a supervolcano eruption. It was an Indonesian supervolcano that caused years of darkness, causing us to get down to 700 breeding pairs, and it suggested that before then we could have produced a lot of our own vitamins, which inbreeding messed up, causing us to need a more varied diet. This isn't fully proved, and never will be though. I suspect this amount of inbreeding could be responsible for a large amount of physical and mental disorders also. You can use the yeast from a woman's vagina to make bread, and the penis is basically an enlarged/elongated clitoris. You forgot to mention that the penis is basically a descended, enlarged clit. When does this so-called enlarging happen? Asking for a friend, sometime between conception and death, I believe, could have fooled me and my stack of dimes over here. This isn't too scandalous, but it's not only the hair on your head that goes gray. There is more genetic diversity in a single tribe of chimps than the entire human population. Oh my god, the intense relief of my lungs not being squished by the baby anymore. It's very difficult to explain to anyone who hasn't been through it what it feels like to be awake for major abdominal surgery, have something enormous yanked out and suddenly have all your other organs slide down into the void. It's a little bit like taking a very big shit, only it's all your organs feeling better, not just your intestines. Crohn's disease. The mucosal lining of my digestive tract thins and wears away in patches that get bigger and deeper over time, eventually wearing holes in the GI tubes if left untreated. So, basically, my body is the never-ending story and it's being slowly taken over by the nothing. Does that mean I need a new name? Well, I mean, y'all are protected. I'm slowly digesting myself a little more every day, a sort of human Ouroboros. I'm delicious. When they yoinked my son out of me during my C-section, I could feel all my lungs and organs go splosh to fill the vacancy in my abdomen. There's a fair bit of space in there, turns out. I wanted to scroll past this, but I had to come back. Do my organs move up or down inside my body? Where is the room for that kind of movement? When you are on a roller coaster and you feel like your organs are moving, they actually are moving around by the way your ribcage is the only thing that is keeping them from going out of your body. When erect, the penis can grow up to 5 times its original size, but that doesn't mean it's very big. A lifetime of smearing poop on the walls and furniture has taught me this. They can't 100% guarantee that a bug made it into the mix somewhere, dang it. I wanted my bug, but they couldn't guarantee it. There are traces of human fecal matter pretty much everywhere. The penis takes about 2 tablespoons of blood to give you a biggie: lubrication, semen, sweat, milk, urine, and basically anything that can be either secreted or excreted comes from the bloodstream. I've always thought of myself as a vampire. The stomach acid in humans is so strong it could eat through most metals. However, we're protected because of the mucus lining our gut. Respect the colorectal surgeon. Here and now we'll raise a glass for the rectal surgeon, like the rectum, can tell a liquid from a gas. Bowser Blue. Hey, now, I always say, all farts are solid until proven gaseous. The external anal sphincter can distinguish and selectively let pass air or solids. On a good day. People are grossed out that FDA regulations allow a certain amount of insect parts per unit of product, e.g. chocolate, no matter how low that percentage is, like a percent of a percent, but from a practical standpoint, a massive factory with big-ass vats and tons of machinery with countless nooks and crannies can't 100% guarantee that a bug made it into the mix somewhere. The point is, it's been diluted to the point where it does absolutely nothing. Mythbusters did a test where they were trying to see if putting your toothbrush in the cupboard would keep it cleaner. They had controls in other rooms that they expected to stay 100% poop-free, but every single one tested positive for poop. There is no escape, there is nowhere safe. Human vaginal secretions contain hyaluronic acid and squalene, which are both used in skincare for hydration and elasticity. So eating pussy is good for your skin. Squalene is also produced in high amounts in shark liver, so vaginas and sharks have that in common. Edit. God, there is some dumb shit going on down in the comments, but I'm also delighted I may have gotten a few people's pussies ate with my post, so I guess it's all worth it. Eat or be eaten, my friends. If you continue to have an erection for several hours, blood will start to clot and harden, which decreases oxygenated blood flow to the tissue and can cause ischemia in the penile tissue. If one has an erection for longer than 24 hours, the chances of having erectile dysfunction afterwards are exponentially higher statistically, from my understanding. If a pregnant woman dies, the baby can be forced out by her body gases building up. It's called coffin birth. Often misread in archaeological sites as people passing away during childbirth. That is actually the first real morbid thing I have read in this thread. Well done, I am blown away. This is real. You bet your sweet ass it is. If you sprinkle sugar on a prolapsed rectum, it'll go back in. One of my exes did that actually. Weirdest message I got at work. Some people orgasm getting their nipples pierced. From the University of Michigan Health System, if you have difficulty reducing your prolapse, apply granulated sugar to the prolapsed rectum. Let the sugar sit for 15 minutes and then attempt to reduce the prolapse again. The sugar will absorb the extra water in the prolapse and cause the prolapse to shrink. You must use granulated sugar. A sugar substitute will not work for reducing the prolapse. I am blown away. This is real. Some people can orgasm using only their thoughts. It's called a mental orgasm. They orgasm through breathing, moaning, and imagination. Not sure if this one's been said, but the skin tissue inside of your mouth is the same as the inside of a vagina. Do what you will with this information. 80% of office employees tend to slouch after just a few minutes sitting. And 100% reason to remember the name. 90% of my orgasms are purely based off imagination alone. So that's what a max LV Redditor can do. Wet day dreamed, so an awake wet dream.